Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. Rain or shine, it's stamping time. And we've got a beautiful sunny afternoon here in the Pacific Northwest. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a lovely suite that is in the upcoming September through December mini catalog. We were, as demonstrators, able to buy this suite in June so we could participate in a crafting event, a digital one, with Stampin' Up. And I have not used it much since then because nobody else can buy it until September, unless you decide to become a demonstrator. If you decide to become a demonstrator on my team, then you can pre-order it this month and start playing with it right away. So the suite includes this designer series paper. It has a variety of different colors to it. Let me get the package. I like to take the papers and cut a 3-inch square and then divide them so that I can look here on the cardboard that comes with it and can see both sides. So you can get an idea of the colors, very neutral back, reverse sides, and then a lovely pattern on the other sides. And this suite is not specifically Christmas, so that's good. The colors include basic beige, cloud cover, crumb cake, misty moonlight, pecan pie, and secret sea. So we're going to be using some of that. No, I'm not going to be using the designer series paper this time round, but we are going to I'm going to use the dies. Included also in this suite are these lovely blue shades of blue flowers. So that is part of the suite. And this gorgeous ribbon, this silver and secret sea, and it's nice and soft. The stamp set that comes with it is Peace on Earth. It has a variety of greetings that are not, some are not specifically Christmas. Peace, love, and joy. You could wish that for anybody, anytime. All the best in your new adventure. Perfect. Love, sending, wishing you. So you could make a card saying wishing you love or sending love with deepest sympathy, heartfelt prayers, peace on earth, and really that is just about the only one that is Christmas. And then big hugs for a good friend. It's a photopolymer, which I love, 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 because you can see where you're stamping and how much ink you have on it. And even on some of the skinny ones, you could shape them so that the greeting is not straight. And then comes the dies. We have 2 doves. We have 2 labels. We have a couple of envelopes, so the doves could be carrying the envelope. We have some stars, and we have a couple of greeneries. And I gotta find my other die. Here it is. Gotta make sure I don't lose it. Also in the suite is this lovely embossing folder called Peaceful Greenery, which I have already embossed this piece of double-sided white core mossy meadow cardstock. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And the labels fit perfectly in this embossed area. Now, one of the things that's new this year is this white core two-tone cardstock. It's a little bit lighter than our standard cardstock, but it has one side that's light and one side that is dark. So here's the dark side, and you turn it over, and here's the white side, the light side. And one of the things I like about it is that you can, on an embossed thing, you can sand it so that the embossing shows up even more. And this that was on here now just happened because of the embossing, because it kind of cracks the surface because it's thinner. But I can use my emery board, or you can make yourself a fine grit sanding block, and you just kind of sand the raised surfaces like this to enhance the image that's been embossed. Some of the other advantages of this white core dual two-tone cardstock is that when you tear it, you're going to get a white edge, which is really cool in cards. I had a sample of it, but I have already sent it off. But it enhances the teared edge. So that's about enough for embossing it, for sanding it. Okay, so the card base is mossy metal, 8.5 by 5.5, the standard card base, scored or folded and burnished in half. And then we're going to put this on top. Going to use plenty of Stampin' Seal so that it lays flat. Stop and see if anybody's watching. Come on, get big. So those of you who are watching, or leave a comment while you're watching the replay or whatever, I will be sure to get back to you, and I appreciate any comments that you make. Okay, so this is the card base. Now I'm going to, we might as well, this is for the inside. This is 4 by 5.25, and it's very vanilla. We can just put that in there. If you want to stamp a greeting in there, stamp it before you seal it down so that you can turn it over if you make a mistake. Okay, so now for the greeting, I have Peace, Love, and Joy. I'm going to stamp it with real red ink. And it kind of got messy there. Let me wipe off the edges a bit. Tap that more lightly. Okay. Perfect. And it doesn't matter whether it's crooked or not, because I will now cut it out. If you already cut it out, then when you stamp, you have to have it perfect. So I was very disappointed that Stampin' Up's magnetic platform didn't work out. But I got this magic mat from scrapbook.com, and it works beautifully. So you use plate number 1, you use this, and you use plate number 2. And I'm going to use the larger of the 2 label dies. And hopefully it will not shift. Actually, this is the first time I've used this one for the mini. It's not quite as magnetic as I expected it to be, but it held everything in place perfectly fine. So there's our label, and I'm going to cut out 1 each of the birds, of the doves. Let's see, are they going to be... Better trim down my cardstock a little bit. Because I do not want it to get caught as it's going through the die cutting machine. And what's cool about these doves is that you can ruffle up the feathers to make them kind of 3D, like that if you want to. So we got our doves. And then to add a little bit of color to this, I have some ribbon to tie around the top. And this is just plain old white, not plain old white. This is the white polyester ribbon. And one of the tricks I like is to color ribbon with Stampin' Blend or with the re-inkers. Now this particular ribbon is fairly soft before I ink it up, and it got kind of stiff. And it doesn't color quite as evenly as some of the others, like the cotton. But you just rub it across the ribbon like this, not too fast, so that the ink has a chance to migrate. And the thing I like about using the Stampin' Blends is that it's an alcohol ink, so it dries quickly, whereas the re-inkers, the refills, are a water base, and so it takes time for your ribbon to dry. So you turn it over, make sure the other side gets adequately covered too. I'm using Cherry Cobbler because my real red Stampin' Blend is rather dry. And you'll notice that the tip on some of them gets kind of ragged, partly because I use it to color some of the pearls or sequins. Okay, so now we're going to tie this, and see it's already pretty much dry. I'm going to tie it around the card up here at the top. And to help keep it in place while I am tying the knot, I like to use a Stampin' mini dot, glue dot, and put it right there. And usually that will help hold the knot in place while I make the second part of the knot. So after you make your knot, you just press it down into that, see how it holds? And then you have two hands free to do the second step. Okay, now we'll cut the ends of that off. And now we can put the labels on. And use just the seal for the label. Oop. Get it centered right. Like that. I'm going to use glue dots, Stampin' Dimensionals for the birds. And I'm going to use the minis. Oop. There we go. Going to have this one down here, and then I'm going to put the other one up here. And I am going to use these doves a lot. I'm going to be in a swap for the new catalog. I already have planned my swap card out. It's going to use the doves and this label. I'm not going to use this embossing folder. I'm going to use some designer series paper instead of the embossed cardstock. Now, one thing about this embossed cardstock, it comes in every color that Stampin' Up! Makes, in all of our color families. So you can buy it that way, but it is also available, oh, for Pete's sake, where'd you go? This one has adhesive on both sides. Now, stick on there. There. Oh, this one has too. So any rate, if you buy it that goes along with the scrapbooking kits, you can get a collection of 3 or 4 different colors of 2 sheets each. So if you are just wanting to try the two-sided paper, two-tone cardstock, you don't have to buy a whole package of one color. You can get a kind of a variety of them. Okay, so now for the inside, I wanted to decorate the card in this little leaf. I'm going to cut out of the mossy meadow. Now, one of the things I do is I put adhesive sheet on the back of generally a half sheet of a cardstock color so that it's ready whenever I need it. Because with this little piece, getting little tiny pieces of adhesive on it would be quite a challenge. So I'm going to put one of them. Got to make sure that I have it in an area where there is adhesive. You don't need to go through the whole thing. Okay? Set that aside. Hardest part of it all is getting the paper to release from the cardstock when it's so small. And I find if I put my finger down there to hold it down, there we go. Put one in this corner. Now I want one. I would like to have it curved this way, but the die curves that way. So here's a little trick that I discovered kind of by accident, I think. If you turn your cardstock over and you cut with the adhesive side up, how can I squeeze this in here? Will it fit in here? That's probably close enough. Now the adhesive is on the back side. And you have it curved the other way. So cool. And so there we have it. Peace, love, and joy. And this is my first Christmas card for the year. So next week I'm going to be getting my pre-order from the catalog, and I'll be excited to show you what I got. It's not a big order, but there's some really cool things in it. So thanks for watching. This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. I'll put this recording up on my YouTube channel, The Soggy Stamper, this afternoon. If you have any questions, you can email me, sue@soggystamper.com. My blog is www.soggystamper.com. And this is my online store, creationsbysue.stampinup.net. I chose that when I first joined Stampin' Up, but it was later that I developed the Soggy Stamper brand. So anyway, the fastest way to get to my online store is to go to the blog, and in the upper right-hand corner is the Shop Now, Shop 24/7. And if you need any of these products, if you want to get the new catalog, send me an email or text me, and I'll be happy to put one in the mail to you if you don't already have a demonstrator, and if you live in the United States. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again next Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.